Wyoming and some other deep red states have been struggling with what to do with their death penalty laws because the British company which made the lethal injection cocktail stopped. And they stopped for moral reasons, actually, which is also interesting. So for the most part, up until this point, states have just come up with new chemical cocktails to give to people to kill them, and it's been a colossal failure. So people have taken hours to die, and there's been pain and labored breathing and all these problems, and the new cocktails almost certainly violate the Constitution because there's an Eighth Amendment protection from cruel and unusual punishment, and virtually all these attempts at killing people with new mixes has been a disaster. So Wyoming decided, well, let's just eliminate the death penalty and catch up to the modern world. Kind of shocking for Wyoming, right? Now, here's the problem. It didn't get through committee. So it was proposed, it was considered legitimate, and then it got slapped down in committee. But what got through committee? A firing squad bill. So as of right now in Wyoming, if not through lethal injection, the only other way that they can legally do capital punishment is the gas chamber. But they have a problem. They don't have a gas chamber. So they decided, well, I guess we got to do something. The original idea was repeal, and then that became, no, let's try to bring back the firing squad. Now, here's the thing, man. I'm one of those people where, in theory, I'm 100% in favor of the death penalty. Because there are plenty of people who are just that evil, just that bad, just that wrong, just that barbaric. I mean, think of Anders Breivik from Norway killing over 70 kids because they didn't agree with him politically. Think of, we've covered a story on the show where there was this guy who would stab to death little girls, and he could only orgasm while stabbing to death little girls. Just insane evil exists in the world. There's a lot of terrible, terrible, terrible things and terrible crimes. And in those scenarios, I really think it's the right thing to do to kill the person. Now, there are liberals who would vehemently disagree with me on this, but I respectfully disagree with them. Theoretically, I think those people should absolutely die. Because you're eliminating a problem from society. When there's no hope of rehabilitation and the crime was that egregious, then the fair punishment is to do that. But, and this is a big but, we don't get it right with our system that we have. So oftentimes, in fact, 4% of the time the people on death row are innocent. Well then, if you have that system in place and you keep it in place, what you're saying is, we are okay to have U.S. taxpayers murder people 4% of the time. But wait, we didn't sign off on that, and I'm not okay with that. That my money might kill an innocent person? I mean, that's insane. So that's what the death penalty debate is really about. Are you in favor of killing the wrong person and murdering 4% of the time? And I think every rational person has to answer no to that. But here's the thing. If you are going to have the death penalty, yeah, I think firing squad is actually the best way to go. I would prefer firing squad over the lethal injection. Even the old lethal injection. The new ones, forget about it. It's guaranteed torture. The old one, there was an article in The Lancet, which is a medical journal, which said, yeah, sometimes they fuck up and the person is actually paralyzed, so they appear to be dead immediately, but they could be alive for another 20, 30 minutes in excruciating pain while they inject the drug cocktail. Whoa. So why don't we mix the best of both worlds? Why not have, if you're going to have the death penalty, which again, I don't think you should in practice because I think it's unconstitutional, it violates the Eighth Amendment protection from cruel and unusual punishment, and the system always gets it wrong and we can't kill innocent people, so I wouldn't have it at all. But if you're going to have it, what Wyoming should do is, okay, do the firing squad, and that'll also help people realize what we're actually doing, killing people. But don't just do the firing squad. Put them to sleep first. You know who actually came up with this idea? Bill Maher. I give him credit for it. It's kind of crafty. He said, why not, like, you know when you go to the dentist or something, I know I'm a weak bitch. So I was like, nope, you're not pulling my wisdom teeth unless you put me under. Make it like I'm having a triple bypass or something. So they put me under. And then I woke up and it was done. I was like, oh my God, this is great. Can I get some of this to bring home? Give the shit that they gave to Michael Jackson that killed him. Not enough to kill the person, but give him a little bit so they sleep and then shoot him in the head. If you're going to have the death penalty, look, that actually is, in my opinion, if you're going to have the death penalty, which you shouldn't, but if you're going to have it, that's the most humane way to kill somebody. Put them out and then shoot them in the head. So Wyoming, while maybe some people might be, oh, look at Wyoming, considering the firing squad, how barbaric, crazy conservatives. I mean, as far as the death penalty goes, that's like the least bad option.